Hello everybody. Today we are trying something new. And when I say new, I mean new. Basically, what we're going to do today is use Mod Podge as a substitute for resin. I apologize for the shakiness and lack of focus from the camera. It does get better. What I'm explaining here is that I made two pendants, one from resin and the other from Mod Podge, and the results are similar. So now I want to see if I can completely substitute resin with Mod Podge. So what we have here, of course, we have the Mod Podge, we have some mica powders, we have mica, we have resin pigment and glitter and some gold flakes and silver flakes. I also have a dried flower there just in case I want to be a little bit more creative. Now I'm not going to go too crazy because this is a test. It could end up either way. It could be really good or the results could be really bad. So I'm not going to go too crazy. All right, so I'm going to start off, and so I'm going to make a pair of earring. I know I definitely want to make a pair of earring. Maybe I will do two pairs of earring, and maybe I will also do two pendants. So let's go. Let's get to it. Now, I don't have a clear plan. Let me just say that out front. So I'm going to fumble a lot, maybe. But I'm going to keep the pieces as simple as possible because really I just want to see if Mod Podge can substitute for resin. So let's go to it. So I am going to start by, I think I want to start with this glitter. I really love this glitter. It's really nice. It's shiny, iridescent, very pretty. So I am going to use this in an earring. And I'm literally just going to pour in some Mod Podge in my silicone mold. I am hoping that the Mod Podge will not stick to the silicone mold because I'm not sure whether or not it will. I don't know. I've never done this before. I can tell you from now that it did not stick to the mold, and I'm very happy about that. I would not even think about using super glue though, because when I made those two pendants, I used Mod Podge and super glue for one, and a little bit of the super glue sprinkled on my silicone mat, and let's just say the mat is not the same. This earring is simple. It's supposed to just be clear with the little glitter powder in it. This pendant, it's again supposed to be simple, just the Mod Podge, which I'm hoping dries clear, and the gold flakes shining through. And then for the other pendant, I want to do the gemstone effect on it. If you have not yet watched that gemstone effect video with resin, it's the best performing video on the channel so far. That other pendant over there, so I'm doing 3 pendants. At just that small one, I added a little flower to it, a purple dried flower to it. For that earring, I came back and I added more Mod Podge on top of the glitter. Tomorrow I'm going to come back when this is dried up. I'm going to use this and then back it and then allow it to dry and see how it all turns out. So thank you for watching so far. I'll see you tomorrow. So it is the next morning. This is what we have. So it is definitely working because this is the cavity where we are going to try the gemstone effect in. We have a layer of Mod Podge in it, but it has already begun to clear up. But right away I can see a lot of air bubbles trapped at the base of the cavity. Regarding my big pendant, my finger got caught in it, so it messed it up a little bit, but I just had to move on with it. I also decided to do the gemstone effect on a pair of earrings, a tiny pair of earrings. So after I had wrapped up yesterday, I went back and I added some Mod Podge to the silicone mold. So I'm going to do both of those today, where I'm going to brush on the powder and then do the backing. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm brushing on some blue iridescent powder in the pendant and the earrings, and then I'm going to back them and see what it looks like. So for the backing was very interesting. So I used the Mod Podge with mica powder, black mica powder, and mixing it, it turned out to be this gray mixture, and I was hoping that it gets black. I actually use a lot of mica powder to get it to that color. The first time when I mixed it, it was very light gray, but I decided to add more mica powder to make it a little bit more concentrated. And I was hoping at this time that it will get black. The color of the color of the Mod Podge will change from white to clear, and the powder will then shine through. And you see me here knocking down the silicone mold to try and release some of the bubbles, and it was working because quite a bit of the bubbles rose to the top. Unfortunately, I could not do anything about the bubbles that are already trapped inside the first layer of the Mod Podge. Alright, so that's what we have. I'm gonna leave it at that. It is now 6 days since we started our little experiment to see if we can use Mod Podge instead of resin. This is our result. The main thing that I observe is that there are a lot of air bubbles. There are so many air bubbles. On a positive note, the black backing of the mica powder, which started out gray, is now black. So the Mod Podge did dry clear and allow the black of the mica powder to shine through. Another important thing to note is that these pieces are not yet dried. I needed to use the molds for other projects, so I had to end this experiment prematurely. Anyways, looking at that first pendant there, the flower in it is purple like the one in my hand. So I suppose a chemical reaction caused the flower to change color. But the Mod Podge is clear, so that piece is the driest of all of these pendants and earrings that were done in this experiment. This pendant here is far from being dry. As you see, it's very milky, although some parts of it is clear, and the parts that are clear, you can see the gold shining through. So I'm excited to see what this one will look like in the coming weeks. As for this pair of earring, well, I am seeing nothing but that milky color. Just a little teeny bit of glitter was visible, but I think it just needs to dry some more, and then I'll see. Now these ones are the ones I was most excited to see how they will look. So I went and I got one of the pendants from that resin gemstone effect video because I did it the same way, and I want to compare the results of this project with the resin project. And here they are. What do you think? Apart from the bubbles, which are pretty obvious and evident, I am seeing the blue mica powder shining through the Mod Podge there. And bearing in mind that the Mod Podge is not fully dried in these pieces, I think it's gonna get clearer and shinier. So I am not mad at all at these pieces, especially the blue ones. I'm not mad at all at the experiment. I'm happy I did it. I don't like the bubbles in it, and I don't like the fact that it takes so long to dry. So I will put these away securely and then give you an update at some point in the future after they have fully dried. Thank you so much for sticking with me to this point. Thank you for being interested in these crazy ideas like me. Thank you for watching. If you have not yet, please check out the different videos on the channel and we appreciate your support. Thank you.